Welcome, Pisces and Pisces cross watchers, to your mini weekly love reading. So, hope you guys have had a great weekend and that your week is shaping up to be a good one. So, we're going to get, all of a sudden, I'm out of breath. I'm not sure why. So, we're going to get a card for you, one for your person, and one for the situation between you guys. So, for you, we have the Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Swords. Your person, we have the Eight of Swords, and the situation between you is the King of Cups with the Emperor here at the bottom of the deck. Pisces, I feel like you're discouraging yourself from doing something. It's almost like, and I'm not trying to be a jerk here. It may come across that way, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I feel like there's somebody here that you really feel for, and I feel like, because we all have the urge, but it's like the softest parts of you kind of want to come in and save that person, and then the other parts of you are like, no, that's not what we're going to do, right? It's like, here's this part of you kind of wanting to, seeing this person in pain and like slowly approaching and seeing, if your skill set or what you can help them with is going to be what they need. And I feel like the other part of you, it's almost like this part of you is trying to run in and stop that other part, if that makes sense. So I feel, Pisces, that you will be facing something this week that it's almost like it's a truth about yourself that it feels like, I want to say like inconvenient, or it's almost like if you were someone that was like criticized or received some backlash from people about having that softness. I actually feel like you're going to see the benefit, the strength, and it's almost like I feel like you're going to see it like it's your superpower, if that makes sense. And I feel like for a lot of you, this Knight of Swords, it actually may not be your narrative that you're saying to yourself in those moments. I feel like it may have been someone else's narrative that at the time may have been trying to kind of, protect you from getting involved with a situation that would not be, good for you or whatever. But that person was only trying to protect you. And I feel like you'll know which narrative that is because it's going to be overly critical of you. So if that narrative comes in and it's more like, okay, well, let's talk about this, that feels like that's genuinely you. If it comes in and it's almost like this, a bit of a hard ASS, I feel like there's this message that like, is that really you? And I want to say, like, if that isn't how you would talk to other people, of course, why are you talking to yourself like that? But it's also, if that's not how you naturally talk to other people, you also don't naturally talk like that to yourself. So that didn't originate with you. And I feel like you're going to start realizing in the, not just the next week, but it feels like this is a cycle that you'll be going through. And it's not like, oh, good, more, pain and suffering and sorrow. It's not like that. I just feel like it feels like you're going to be going a little bit lighter on yourself. And it's almost like, and in not having that narrative that's kind of pushing you down or being very critical, it's almost like it seems to set you free. And there's this kind of wild spirit in you, this wild heart that seems to emerge. But it's like, because it's almost, not depending on your age, but it's just kind of the energetics of it, right? It's almost like you are at a point in your life where even if that wild comes back out or comes out for the first time, it feels like you're mature enough and aware enough that you'll be able to enjoy that part of yourself and employ that part of yourself when appropriate. But with the King of Cups here as the energy between you, it's not like it's going to get you in trouble. You're not going to be letting that part of yourself run away with you, because um, there's wisdom that comes with the King of Cups. And it's almost like it's wisdom that tells you what you have available to give to others and what you don't, and what you should be giving to other people, and who's going, like, where your gifts will make the most impact, that sort of thing, right? I guess you could say it's emotional intelligence. Now, we have this person, this Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords talks about kind of being trapped up in our own thoughts, or feeling trapped even though, like, we're the only ones that are keeping ourselves trapped. And that's the kind of energy this person is in. Hold on for a second. This person feels like they're being watched. It's almost like, I don't know if you can see this little red rock here. I've actually never noticed it before. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it, but they're really standing out to me today. And it's almost this energy of whatever this person is going through and whoever they're experiencing it with. It's the kind of energy of somebody that, like, put this person in this position, put the swords around there, got them all tied up in whatever they're, whatever that is. And it's almost like that person told them, like, if you move, it's going to be a landmine. And it's almost like, and to keep them there, to keep them trapped, it's like they made sure that your person heard them dropping those rocks, or putting the rocks there, so that it would sound like they're doing something, like they're putting landmines down, or just kind of like things that are going to really really hit this person in a way that's gonna, I don't know why this is the imagery that's coming through, and I apologize if it's upsetting for anybody to hear, but it's almost like this other person that trapped this one, they seem to want to know that this person is not on lockdown, but is well maintained. Like, the leash is on whether that other person is around or not. They want this one to feel that if they disobey them, that they'll be cut off at the knees immediately. And I'm going to be honest, that certainly, knowing that now, makes sense why you're kind of like, oh, you know what, this is a different, I feel like that's where that caring is coming in, right? It's not like this person is, texting somebody too much, or they're making, silly decisions that are maybe a bit foolish, but not dangerous. Not ones that are going to, like, this is a different level of trapped by another human type deal. And what I actually kind of am seeing here is, I feel like that this person isn't going to be able to trust very quickly. And, excuse me. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like that this person, it's like running into kind of like pull them out or pull their blindfold off. It's almost like the blindfold would just be put back on as soon as you turn your back. Not that they would put it on, but that other force would come in and blind them to the truth again. So maybe this person, it may not be actual gaslighting, right? I'm not in any way, shape, or form qualified to say that is or isn't. It's that type of energy. That's how this person is trapped. It's almost like they feel that whatever they think or feel is way out in left field. Whatever they think or feel is actually what a child would think or feel. And it's almost like they seem to be browbeaten enough that they need, it's almost like they need someone else to validate their feelings. And I feel like you doing it actually wouldn't be enough. They wouldn't believe it. That's how tightly wound this person is to that other one. And I'm just going to say this for my own sake, okay? Depending on what the situation is, right? Of course, help whoever you feel called to help. But Pisces, depending on who this other person is that's really controlling, if you feel or know that there are certain precautions that maybe you should be putting into place to kind of insulate your person from whatever that is, please do so. That's all I wanted to say. So back to the read. I feel like, I'm just going to say one more thing about that actually. I feel like if somebody is exercising that level of control over another human, it's almost like they wouldn't get angry that you were, somehow usurping them or giving this person confidence to, start to detach or make a different choice. I feel like it's almost like they would let this one go free for a little bit, and then they would come in and kind of like get vindictive with you and try to take something from you. So that's why I just kind of felt like, I'm just going to say that. I kind of feel like a lot of you may end up looking at this situation. It's almost like, that it's just what I'm seeing based on the energy right now. Okay. I feel like for a lot of you, you may opt to keep a certain distance from this person. It's almost like, I feel like the amount of, or the strength of the, I don't know, like mental control or influence that the other one has on this person. It actually feels like this person is further along than, it's almost like than you've seen or than you believe your skill set is equipped to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like this person may say or do things that indicate to you that whatever they've been experiencing, whoever's version of reality this person is leaning on, it feels so just like their view of the world and of themselves and their perception of who they are and what they can do is so distorted. It feels like it's a little bit too big for you to tackle, actually. And that's not saying like, oh, this is what the cards are kind of indicating here. I actually feel that that's where you end up going to in this situation. I do feel to a certain extent that you may kind of keep an eye on this other person. It's almost like there seems to be, and not that you feel this person is beyond help, but they're not really someone that, it just kind of ends up feeling like it's too big an undertaking for one person. And I feel like you may know the other person, the one that this one's attached to, like professionally or in some other sense. And it's almost like you kind of keep an eye on them in that regard. And I feel like it's almost like you may not be putting up roadblocks for that person, but there's something there. It's almost like, I mean, obviously you see through this person pretty easily, this other one, and it's not like you're, going out and trying to, get somebody let go or fired or whatever. It just feels like you're keeping a close eye on it. And it kind of feels like, it's almost like if you see this person starting to expose themselves for like who they really are, I feel like you might help it along a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like if this person starts talking about something like some sort of behavior or something that they do to control this one in a group setting, that it's like they're already talking about something that's a little bit dicey, that's a little bit, outside of what would be appropriate behavior. And I feel like you start asking questions very tactfully, very strategically, that make this person feel like you're identifying with what they're saying, while also kind of like giving this person a path to kind of tell on themselves. So with that said, Pisces, I apologize that this was a little long-winded for the weekly. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Again, just because my videos keep getting copied, if you see this anywhere but Infinity Tarot, please either report them or just shoot me a comment or an email and let me know and I can report them. So for those of you that are new, welcome. I do these mini love reads on Sundays, and then I usually upload a longer read on Thursdays for both days for all 12 signs. So please keep an eye out for those if you are so inclined, if you like what I do. And we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.